Assalamu alaikum. 9 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says having achieved economic stability, the government is making serious efforts to bring economic development in the country. Foreign Minister has warned that India can carry out any misadventure on the line of control to divert world's attention from the protests taking place in that country. Pakistan has been declared as the best holiday destination by the World Index. Pakistan has reaffirmed its support to democratic process in Afghanistan. Army chief says there will never be a compromise on Kashmir, whatever the cost is. Chinese embassy in India has issued a travel advisory for its citizens to ensure their safety amid the recent demonstrations and violent clashes taking place in India. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says having achieved economic stability, the government is committed to bring economic development in the country. This he stated while presiding over a meeting to review progress on public sector development program in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said PSDP implementation will help generate job opportunities and accelerate economic development process in the country. He said the government encourages public-private partnership for development projects in the country, and for this purpose we are committed to facilitate the private sector in every possible way. The meeting was apprised that in order to ensure the early completion of development projects, procedure of funds provision has been made smooth and easier. Talking to Special Advisor on Foreign Affairs to Prime Minister of Japan, Sonora Kantaro, in Islamabad today, the Prime Minister Imran Khan has emphasized on enhancing Pak-Japan mutually beneficial cooperation, trade, agriculture, industry, human resource development, education, tourism, and people-to-people contacts. During the meeting, views were exchanged on Pakistan-Japan, bilateral relations, and regional developments. In the realm of foreign policy, the Prime Minister underlined his efforts focused on the creation of a peaceful environment in Pakistan's neighborhood. Economic Coordination Committee has approved grant of 6 billion rupees subsidy for Utility Stores Corporation for Pakistan for procurement of essential commodities including flour, sugar, ghee, oil, pulses, and rice. The ECC, which met in Islamabad today with advisor to Prime Minister on Finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh in the chair, approved the subsidy. These essential items will be available for general public on subsidized rates at utility stores to facilitate common people across Pakistan. ECC also approved reallocation of a fund of supplementary grant of over 4 billion rupees lapsed last year under the Sustainable Development Goals Achievement Program. The ECC approved a technical supplementary grant of 7.904 billion rupees for operational cost of anti-narcotics force. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says India can carry out any misadventure on the line of control to divert world's attention from the protests taking place in that country. In a statement, he said tension is currently at peak in India and all this is happening due to the steps taken by the Modi government. The foreign minister said that Indian government has buried the ideology of secular India and is imposing Hindutva philosophy. He said ceasefire violations along the line of control have increased and there is unusual movement of military. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said India has suppressed the ongoing tyrannies in occupied Kashmir through communication blackout. He regretted that the world has kept mum over the entire situation due to its vested interests, and the silence is dangerous and can put peace of the entire region at stake. The foreign minister thanked countries including Malaysia and Turkey which raised voice for Kashmiris. He said the Independent Human Rights Commission of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation has also taken notice of the use of pellet guns in occupied Kashmir on Pakistan's demand, and investigation in this regard has also been started. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has congratulated the nation on declaration of Pakistan as the best holiday destination by the World Index. In a statement, he said this ranking vindicates the international acknowledgement in Pakistan's positive policies. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said, on the one hand, travel advisories are being issued in connection with due to its brutal policies, while on the other hand, Pakistan is being declared the best policy place to visit. He also paid tributes to the security forces and law enforcement agencies who rendered sacrifices to purge the country from the scourge of terrorism. Prime Minister's Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdous Ashakawan, says the government is striving for the fight against corruption in the country. In a series of tweets today, she said the nation is well aware of the ruthless plunderers who looted the money of Pakistan, and no false propaganda can mislead them anymore. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has welcomed the announcement of preliminary results of Afghan presidential elections held in September this year. In a statement, the Foreign Office spokesperson said, "We note that final results would be announced after completion of adjudication process within the stipulated time." The spokesperson also reiterated Pakistan's support to Afghanistan's democratic process, saying they acknowledge that completion of Afghan presidential election is a crucial step for political stability of Afghanistan and South Asian region. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa has said there will never be a compromise on Kashmir, whatever the cost. In a tweet issued by Director General ISPR, the Army Chief said this while visiting the line of control today. General Bajwa said, "We are capable and fully prepared to thwart any misadventure and aggression for defense of our motherland." He said, "Our quest for peace must never be misconstrued as weakness." President Dr. Arif Alvi has said all religious minorities enjoy complete freedom in Pakistan. Addressing a special ceremony in connection with Christmas celebrations in Islamabad this evening, he said all Muslims fully believe in all the prophets of Allah, including the Holy Christ. The president said that all the religious minorities had played a pivotal role in creation of Pakistan, and they are free to go to their temples, mosques, churches, and other places of worship, as stated by Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Speaking on the occasion, Minister for Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony, Dr. Nurul Haq Qadri, said, "Islam does not permit forced conversion, and the state of Pakistan also pursues zero-tolerance policy in this regard." Chinese embassy in India has issued a travel advisory for its citizens, asking them to take necessary precautions for their personal safety amidst the recent demonstrations and violent clashes taking place in India. The advisory posted on the website of Chinese embassy said Chinese tourists to avoid areas embroiled in demonstrations. India's main opposition party, Indian National Congress, organized a congregation of senior leaders and party workers in Delhi today to protest against new Citizenship Amendment Act. The members of congregation led by Sonia Gandhi read out the preamble of Indian Constitution. They criticized BJP-led centre government's move to pass a discriminatory act, which triggered a spate of violent protests by students and members of civil society across the country for over a week now. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by 263 runs in the second and final cricket test in Karachi today, winning the series by 1-0. On the last day of the test, chasing a victory target of 476 runs, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 212. The final scores for Pakistan are 191 and 555 for 3 declared, Sri Lanka's 271 and 212 runs. And finally, the weather. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in upper areas of the next 24 hours. Dense fog is likely to prevail in most plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh, while in few districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during morning and night hours. Frost is also likely to be observed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Potohar region during the period. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, you can log on to our website, radio.gov.pk.